Words from your Jeep leader, Julian Wilson, as he enters the lineup. He'll be going up against Michael Rodrigues, so a great matchup here. You look at the strengths versus weaknesses with both of these surfers, and not a lot on the weakness side. Both these guys have a lot of firepower.
Yeah.
They have great air game, power between the two of them.
Yep.
Julian is such a flowing surfer, whereas Michael Rodrigues more of that attacking kind of approach. 25:44 to go here. Our first look at Julian Wilson. Takes off quick, tucks into the tube, and he's got some face to work with. Bam! Julian Wilson arcs it. Now goes vertical, and that is your textbook opening wave. Barrel, big turn, snap to finish. And that's exactly what Julian Wilson is known for, just very...
Let's have a look at the replay here. Slide straight into it, so perfect positioning there from Julian. Not a deep tube ride, just a great start, though, and then a couple of turns to finish it off. So, we talk about smart surfers. Julian definitely one of those. He's got a very high wave IQ. He knows how to structure heats. He knows how to compete at a high level. I think the only thing missing from his resume is that world title.
Favorite going into this, on paper at least?
I think Julian. I think Julian for sure. Take nothing away from Michael Rodrigues. I mean, he's an amazing talent. A rookie on tour, so you'd have to say experience going to Julian. He's had wins before. He's a pipeline master.
Incredible matchup to start our day. Felipe Toledo will be on the beach after this wave from Michael Rodrigues. Michael Rodrigues sneaking out of a quick tube. And that was in the span of about 4 seconds, a high-impact ride for Michael Rodrigues.
Easy to do.
Yeah.
You've got 30 minutes. This is your job. You want to put on a good performance. Your board lets you down. You've got to try and get back out there. Let's have a look and see what happened here. Michael Rodrigues finds that little exit right there. Perfect positioning from Emrod.
With that late fade, backdooring into the tube, and then hammering the lip twice.
Yeah, I love that takeoff, angling back towards the left-hander, slides him in, which gets him deeper than, as you would take straight down. But for Rodrigues, a couple of big turns to finish off. I love that way, as you said, he angled in, so that put him deeper on the peak, which maximized the time behind the curtain. Rodrigues looking sharp here this morning. Julian Wilson taking off a little too deep on that occasion, just trying to back up that 3.87 on his first ride.
Wilson airdropping, trying to get around this section. He does. Could have a chunk of wave to work with here. Just kept on waiting, and the wave just a little bit out in front of him. So maybe the airdrop on the takeoff just set him back. A matter of inches can be a huge difference. When the waves are this fast and this powerful, it makes it really difficult to kind of muscle your way back onto the open face.
We saw Toledo the other day, kind of missed most of the wave and then did that big, huge backside rotation and gets a 10-point ride. There's the rankings. Julian still at the top.
Straight back into it, coiling on his way back out. Wilson finds the ramp, goes to the air, nearly landing, but just that little piece of whitewater popped up underneath him, blasted him off his board. I like the approach. I like the idea of seeing something and pouncing, just as Julian did there.
Yep, absolutely. And that's the hard thing with those straight airs. You see Rodrigues.
Your body wants to twist.
It does, right? It's that natural thing of your body naturally wants to rotate in the air.
And something designed by Julian, so he's really got customized equipment, and here he goes, guys, out in the water.
Julian coiling it up, straight into the air. Massive attempt. Would have loved to see that air stomped.
Don't you love those big straight airs? Julian coming through to the inside. I think that's just to get on the jet ski. Let's have a look at Julian. Free falls out of the sky. And that would have been a big score.
He's lucky his board didn't explode. 10 minutes and 58 seconds to go.
Do that again.
There are those pinpoint moments, and we've been able to see those transpire throughout this event. Here we go, Julian Wilson eyeing down the line and didn't see the section he wanted. To our surfers to provide. Here we go, Julian Wilson without priority, pulls into the barrel, comes through a big section, now gets onto the face, pops the front three, reverts out perfectly. Julian Wilson now answering back.
He just got evaporated by the backwash there, but you could hear the crowd. The crowd were cheering.
I like it.
Talk about this crowd has a high IQ when it comes to understanding the sport. Julian Wilson takes off deep. Emrod with priority, letting Julian go. Michael Rodrigues more on the shoulder, and kind of thought, you know what, that wave's not going to better my situation, so I'm not going to go. So he let Julian have this one.
Look at that, behind the chandelier too. The judges love that.
Interesting situation. I mean, he could have blocked Julian Wilson on that wave, deciding not to. was that a rookie move? Is that going to come back and bite him? Is that going to come back and really determine the outcome of this heat?
Here's the answer from Michael Rodrigues. To answer your question, straight into the air, no grab, lands in the flats, rolling up the windows as he's coming down. So an out-of-control moment from Michael Rodrigues. Checks the board, see if it did any damage. Doesn't look like it. He gets right back out there.
Kind of a mistake right there from Michael Rodrigues. Here he goes again, though.
See if he can erase that last wave. Gets the section up in the air, upside down, and into oblivion. Michael Rodrigues, back-to-back. Unforced errors as he just pushes a little too hard. We want to see these surfers go above and beyond the call of duty. Keep it within the realm of control. So Michael Rodrigues, without priority, coming from behind and literally falling behind on that last wave. So a no-go for Michael Rodrigues. Wise decision there from Julian Wilson to let the rookie take that wave. NeverWorldSurfLeague.com flips the switch and turns on. People are watching and no doubt enjoying what they're seeing here as Julian Wilson with 2 minutes, 19 seconds to go. Quick stall, stays in the pocket, maneuvers through a tight barrel, now can unleash.
Fortunate for him there. Goes down, but Julian trying to better his 3.87. Has he done it on this occasion? Slowing himself down. A nice little barrel, and then nothing too radical at the end there. So he's only just going to better that 3.87.
I was just going to say, I didn't even realize that he was still sitting on that low number for his backup with all the fireworks that have gone down.
Well, look at that, 3.5. So doesn't better his situation.
Keeping that board intact. Michael Rodrigues looking for a 5.38. Goes to the air. Fully whipped, but comes off of his board. And I've seen Michael Rodrigues do that same air about 100 times and make it every time. So a rare bail for Michael Rodrigues there on a pretty routine air for him. That's 3 air attempts in a row gone awry. Just a little bit more projection could have been the swing in the heat here as we look at the lineup 5 seconds ago. Julian Wilson goes massive. And as it stands now, 50-50 for our Brazilians making it into the semis. Julian Wilson gets the lead and holds on to it, besting Michael Rodrigues. A solid effort for the rookie making the quarterfinals here at the Oi Rio Pro. Jeep ratings leader Julian Wilson rolls on into the semis.